Hey guys, Miss Tracy here, and we're back on 76 talking about the patch 11 update. I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible because there's a lot to cover. I'll put a link in the description to the URL to the actual patch notes for Bethesda, but I'm going to go over the most important stuff. Now, if you're just here for Nuclear Winter, I'm going to put that at the very end, and I'll try to remember to put a little time stamp here in the bottom for you to go ahead and fast forward to that part if you want. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and get started. So if you've ever created power armor, you might have noticed when you came in the world that A, you're super over encumbered, and B, you're actually at a train station. So when I spawned in, I was down here, Lewisburg Station. All my power armor pieces had unequipped themselves from my chassis and put them in my inventory. So I was like 600 pounds. And then I also got like extra pieces in my inventory. And what it was a long time ago, I had stuff disappear. And all of that came back in my inventory when this update came out. So they ended up putting us at train stations so we could use the stash box and workbenches and do our best to get unencumbered. So I was finally able to get home, but now I have an extra power armor set that I don't need and ended up throwing out a lot of power armor too. So just so you know, everybody's going through the same thing. Now, if you have bulk junk in your inventory and you go to scrap all, you don't actually scrap the bulk, which is nice because they would just turn it into like the individual pieces again. You'd have to rebulk it and lose the plastic. That's my favorite part of the update, though. The funniest part was that they actually wrote, replaced a light bulb above one of the bathroom stalls in Watoga High School, which I just think is hilarious because it sounds like a maintenance thing, not a game update. Anyway, there's lots more to talk about. So, one change is that now Deathclaw has dropped Deathclaw hides on their death, which is good because you need them for, I think, one of the possum or tadpole badges. If you die inside somewhere, like the burrows, they said for sure, and I'm hoping they mean like Arctos too. If you're in the place and you die, now you'll spawn near where you enter. Now, I don't know if that means like on the inside or the outside, so I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Not that I mentioned going to these places right now anyway, because they tried to fix legendary drops, and I think they've completely broken them with this update instead. Hopefully it's fixed by the time you're watching this, but in the meantime, they were supposed to make it so that when enemies dropped legendary stuff, it showed up faster and it didn't take forever to load in. Now it seems like it's not even dropping at all. Like people are getting toothpaste and soap off of legendary creatures instead of legendary items. So hopefully they fix that. Another item related thing is that now raw food and flux will last 50% longer before going bad, which is great and all, but I wish it would be every bit of food and I wish we could actually use like an actual fridge. Hint, hint, Bethesda. They did finally listen to one of our pleas though, and they've added the punch bowl again. Well, I mean, it was there the whole time, but you couldn't actually add anything to it. Now you can put stuff in it again. And you can put Nuka Shine in there. And actually we tested it here with Mango, and I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. Okay, just real quick to show you, he's put some Nuka Shine in this punch bowl. I'm gonna drink it. Not on his team. I don't know why it makes that ka-ching sound. That's random. But yeah, you can put punch in your punch bowl. So this could potentially be fun, maybe giving some Nuka Shine to newbies and seeing where they end up. I don't know. I don't know if newbies can drink out of punch bowls. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Then this way, when they yell at me for doing it and think I'm a horrible person, I can go, oh no, my subs made me do it. Anyway, we'll go ahead and move on. So we'll have to see what else we can do with the punch bowl in another video. Another big change, and this is going to be, I think, effective in Nuclear Winter as well. I have to test it out for sure, and I'll post in the comments when I finally have. You can use Stealth Boys and Power Armor now, which is going to be a game changer in Nuclear Winter. And it's a little OP if you ask me, but it should be fun. They changed a bunch with the Atomic Shop. You'll see the menu looks totally different now, and you can use the bumpers to go through the most recent updates, which is kind of cool, but it's kind of messy too. Trying to see all the different stuff. They added this green thumb bundle, which I think is a temporary thing. And it had this greenhouse in it. Now it's really cool and all, but I got it and I can't even place it. I'll show you. It's huge. Okay, it's gigantic and I don't have enough flat ground for something like that. But it also came with some pretty flowers and whatnot too. I think those are staying. Okay, so I'm interjecting real quick to show you guys this power armor because it looks really sweet. But I wanted to show you a thing I didn't know about it, and that's that it makes noise. So Butterman here is going to help us out. Okay, he's hopped out. Now he's going to hop back in. And if you know about Liberty Prime, you're going to get excited.
I am Liberty Prime. I am America.
That is awesome. So I don't think you can actually preview that in the shop. So thank you, Butterman, for showing that. That looks sweet too. All right, let's get back to the update. Anyway, you can look through the item shop and see for yourself. Totally off topic, another change I've noticed is that when you take damage now, the screen blurs a little bit. So let me put this switch on, because even doing this does it too. So you see a little bit of blur. It's kind of hard to see with the smoke. Hold on. So it does that when we get damaged now, which is kind of irritating, but they wanted to like let us know for sure that we were getting damaged, I guess. Now another thing they added is actually a setting. Under display settings, they've added this new one here. Enable power armor HUD. Now let me show you what that's like. So it's on right now. So I tried putting on power armor and my game froze. So I tried fast traveling to my camp because I could open the menu, and then I got here to this frozen screen, so I have to restart. So as I'm telling you guys on the new stuff, you have to know, of course, they've added some new bugs. That's what they do. Okay, we're back. Fixed, I guess. This is the regular power armor HUD, and this is the Pip-Boy we get. Now, let me show you what happens when you disable that. Okay, now you don't see the power armor stuff at all, which is tricky to remember that you're in power armor, especially since I have footsteps turned off, so I can't actually hear myself clunking around. But I am still in power armor, and then when I use the Pip-Boy, it's like that. But I'm going to turn that back on because I want to know that I'm in power armor. So they've also changed some stuff for newbies. Better challenge rewards, or so they say. So when you have the challenges in the beginning, when you're new, like putting your camp down for the first time. Here, let's see what else there is. Okay, so for instance here, you get collect wood, you get bulk wood. They say they did better things to help you out more as a newbie, but really I feel like they just made it so you can't get as many atoms in the beginning like you used to. Caps here. Oh, that's nice. It kind of pays for your camp, but anyway. They've also reduced the cap cost for traveling for newbies, anybody under level 25. You have to be 15 or higher to be able to get a disease. Redeploying your camp after just deploying your camp isn't supposed to charge you, so that's nice. Helpful when you're trying to move it around and get it exactly in the right place. Too bad I already spent like 1,000 caps doing that with this camp. They've also adjusted some enemy difficulties in random places. And then we've got like here, fertile soil was actually, I kind of liked it because if I stood right here, okay, right here, I could actually start fertile soil, and then if someone finished it, I get credit, even though I didn't do anything. It's kind of mooching. But now you actually have to be over in that area to start that event, to be over here. So we've got some other camp things that have changed. So now you can't place foundations entirely underground. So I think for people that like glitched under the map, that means you can't build down there now. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I'd like to hear in the comments what you guys are experiencing. They also fixed some blueprint issues that were having like floating errors when you try to place a blueprint. And now blueprints are alphabetical in your list here. They also fixed some keypads that didn't work and some issues where wall decor was floating. Now, actually, I think that's kind of sad because like I saw someone who had a shop and they had like letters on a shelf to make it look like they were selling them. It was kind of cool. But I don't think you can do that anymore because it's going to be more particular about where you can place wall items. They also fixed it where like if it floated in certain areas, supposedly it's not supposed to do that anymore. And another thing they fixed is that waving Santa, now when you turn it off, it's no longer haunted. It actually stops making noise and music when you turn it off. Another good change they've made is that when you have a challenge that says like, you know, kill certain types of enemies or kill big enemies, you had to land the killing blow to get the challenge to unlock, and now you actually don't have to. As long as you do enough damage to get experience, you will actually get credit for that challenge as well, which is really nice. They fixed some random possum badge issues, but I don't really know about those because I'm still on the tadpole stuff, way behind. They've made some changes with Arctos Pharma, and supposedly you don't have like non-stop enemies spawning anymore. It'd be interesting to see how well that event works now. Some other nice changes is that now it's quicker to leave the game too. You go back to the main menu pretty fast. And that infinite shooting noise, like if you've ever been in a group event where all of a sudden all you hear is like one person's gun going off nonstop and it doesn't stop ever, even though they're not shooting it. They finally fixed that, which drove me insane. Another great change is that quick swap. So this thing here where you hit the D-pad on Xbox, you switch to a weapon. Now it will switch to one that's not like a broken one or one that can't be equipped. It'll supposedly like pick something else. I don't have anything broken on me, so I can't really experiment with that. But hopefully, like if you have a broken weapon as your quick swap item, it'll just swap to another item that you have in your inventory. When you die and it says retrieve drop loot, that used to disappear when you die, and supposedly now it's fixed and it should stay until you actually retrieve your dropped loot, so that's nice. They've also fixed it so that if you die while over encumbered, you can now spawn at your camp properly. And a big one that they fixed that I'm so excited about was there was this random glitch where sometimes when you load into your world, your machines would empty out completely. Everything would go in the stash box, so you wouldn't lose it, but you'd have to reprice everything again. It was a really pain in the butt. But they finally fixed that. They've also fixed it so that when you have stuff that you sort by spoil in your inventory, like with aid here, it shows you the stuff that's going to spoil first at the top, and now you can actually see it when you're like trading with a vendor too. So those are the big highlights of the adventure mode stuff. So again, I will post a link to the actual patch notes, and we'll talk about Nuclear Winter here in a second. But if you guys aren't interested in Nuclear Winter and you were just here for that part, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the update. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, we'll go on with Nuclear Winter. So they've changed some big things for Nuclear Winter. First off, I'd love to know if you can use the Stealth Boy and Power Armor in Nuclear Winter like you can now in Adventure Mode. So please, if you figured that out, post in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, they did some changes with perk cards. I can't exactly show you that here in Adventure Mode, so I'll just explain it. So we had like Frog Legs, which was super OP. People were using it to bounce all over the damn place, made it super hard to kill them. I'm probably just crabby because I didn't actually get Frog Legs yet. But for me, it was a pain in the butt. So now if you jump in rapid succession, it will reduce how high you can jump and actually requires a short rest before you can jump high again. It'll be interesting to see how that works. They've also nerfed some other perks, like the Master Weapon perks, like the Master Commando, Master Rifleman, etc. They wanted to nerf them so they were like a bonus, not like a requirement, because it seemed like if you didn't have those perks on, you didn't do enough damage to kill anybody before they could kill you. Now camps and things that people can place down like turrets will be much easier to damage with explosive damage, just so you guys know. A change that I don't really like is they've taken the scoped hunting rifle and you can no longer hold 5 bullets. Now it only holds 1 at a time, which kind of stinks, but it was like a sniper. Certain things won't be activated in camps anymore. You can't activate lamps, and you also can't activate what I call the Blowy Uppy statue, this Hero of the Wasteland one. You can't actually activate that in Nuclear Winter anymore, which is a shame because that would have been really cool to scare someone with. They've made some changes with the duffel bags, so now you can walk through them, and also if you get disconnected, not die, but just get disconnected, you'll actually drop a bag, which is handy for your teammates. They had a weird glitch where if you went to Nuclear Winter and then came back to Adventure Mode, sometimes you'd see a nuke zone on the map, and it would be like a regular nuke zone, and then there'd be this gigantic one around it. They fixed that. And I'm really glad that they made the punching sounds in the vault quieter, which is great, because that's all everybody seems to want to do is punch each other while we're in the waiting room. They also fixed a thing where you would try to revive somebody, it would look like you revived them, but they would actually just die instead. Okay, so change I'm not so big on is that people would show up kind of not on your map, but like on your screen, like a little red triangle if your team was shooting at them. Sometimes you could also see their health, but now that'll only show to people who have damaged them in the last 5 seconds. So like if somebody gets away for 5 seconds, they're going to be completely hidden from you and you'll have to try to find them again. It'll be interesting to see how that messes with things. Otherwise, that's what I found was the most important stuff. There are some more things in those patch notes, like I keep mentioning. That was a super long video because that was a crazy big patch, so hopefully you guys have learned everything you need to know. Feel free to talk in the comments about things. Let me know what kind of bugs you're running into. I love to hear from you guys. Let's go ahead and discuss this. And of course, I'm going to ask you to subscribe if you can, if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.